Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to walk you through installing Visual Studio Community Edition. This is hopefully this will help some of my students that I have that have trouble installing Visual Studio from time to time, and I just wanted to create a quick video of where to go to, what to do, how to go through the installer, what workloads to choose in order to get you started in programming. So in my class, for this particular purpose, I'm focused on C++. However, if you're a Python developer, we can choose that as well. If you're a data science developer, you can do that in data science as well and install those workloads too. So with that being said, I have on the screen the website you need to go to. You can Google install Visual Studio Community Edition. It should pull you to the same website, but the website you're wanting to look for is visualstudio.microsoft.com/free-developer-offers. Okay. But again, you can Google that, Bing it, whichever one you want to choose from. So with that being said, on the website you'll have two options here. One is to install the Visual Studio Community Edition, which for the purpose of this video, that's what I'm going to have you do today. You do have another option, Visual Studio Code. The differences between the two is that the Visual Studio is more fully featured compiler than the Visual Studio Code. So this is more of a thinner version of the compiler and focused on specific areas of programming, whereas the Visual Studio Community Edition again is more fully featured and so on. So in my class we're going to be using Visual Studio. So at this point you'll want to click the free download. As you click that, it should start downloading. I'm using Chrome, so in Chrome browser, as soon as it downloads the actual file, it should load it into your download section, just like Internet Explorer or any of the other browsers. So wherever you're used to going to your downloads when you download something from the browser, go to that area, and then you'll have the actual Visual Studio .exe file to install from. So at this point, just I would right click, do run as administrator since it's a .exe file, click yes, and it should load the actual Visual Studio installer at this point. Now what it's downloading is it's downloading the Visual Studio installer, and so from that installer you'll have different options to install certain features, certain workloads, or you can uninstall later in life too those same workloads or different workloads and so on as you progress or evolve through programming. Okay, so at this time we have the actual installer where you can see the workloads, the individual components, some language packs, installation locations, etc. If you have a different drive that you want to install it to, you can change that here. It's recommended to use the defaults, so at this point I'm going to use the defaults. As far as the workloads, this is the more important section to actually choose your workloads that you're going to want to install for what type of programming you would want to do, right? So if you're a Python developer or you're interested in Python, just select the Python development workload here. That will install all of the libraries and the environment for that workload. And as you notice on our right side, we do have installation details. You can check this anytime you're selecting the workloads or going through, or just before you actually do the installation, to make sure you have everything selected the way you want them to be. We're not going to do any of these others, Azure Development or .NET Desktop. However, you're going to want to do the desktop development with C++, especially if you're in one of my classes at the college there, and we're not going to choose anything in gaming at this point in time, but for data science you can choose some of the data science workloads here, and I'm going to choose the data science and analytic applications, and that concludes the selection of the workloads. Okay, So again, you can check your installation details on the right side here, and it should allow you to see each of the items. And I'm going to go through the defaults and select the defaults and install the defaults. If you're a beginner programmer, just choose the defaults instead of just clicking around and so on. You'll be fine. It's going to install the environment for you to those particular programming languages that you're going to want to program in or learn from. Again, Python development's fine. C++ is good for us. So at this point, I'm just going to select the install button. Okay, so after it installs, splash screen will come up, and then of course you will need a Microsoft account for this, or you could have one. Otherwise, you can just do the skip this for now. I do have a Microsoft Live account, but just to show those folks that may not want to do a Microsoft Live account or have one, you can just select that. You can just select skip. So at this point though, the development settings, you can select whichever development environment you would like to set it up for. So I'm a C++ developer, I can do C#, I can do, of course, Visual Basic, JavaScript, web development, either one of those. For now, I'm going to choose the C++. And of course, dark mode's fine for me. You may want to choose the blue light or blue extra contrast, depending on your visual preference. At this point, I'm going to click the Start Visual Studio. Okay, now we are at the point of actually creating a project in Visual Studio. What you can do at this point, you can do some cloning your repository. This is if you have like GitHub, for example, or DevOps at Azure. But you can open a project if you have one already created. Or open a local folder, or you can create a new project, or you can continue without code at all. And this is basically something that will take you into the IDE, the Integrated Development Environment, without code at all, or you can just simply create new project. For most folks, you'll be creating a new project there. And then at this point, here are all of your workloads that you can choose from that was set up and installed. For now, I'm going to select the console app. By selecting the console app, it will take you into the IDE, and it will have some sample code ready to go. So all you have to do is hit compile, and you're executing an application that you wrote. Now, a console app is not like a GUI, a graphical user interface or anything. It will actually compile into a more of a DOS prompt type box where you can actually test code, or you can write an application with it too, for that matter. But you can test code or learn. It's a great learning environment to run console apps. So that's what we're going to select today as a console app. I'm going to click next. This screen will allow you to change the configuration for your new project by changing your project name. So we're going to do that now. You can name this anything you may want to name this. This will also go into your location. This is going into my repos, which is fine for this project here. Solution name, it will take your project name, whatever you named it to, and it will actually create the name and solution name. So you're ready to go. Click Create. I would also like to add that make sure that this does say C++, Windows, Console. If you want to just double check to make sure that that's what you selected correctly for your proper workflow that you're going to go into. This could also say C# or any other language. So at this point, we are in the IDE. So right now I'm just going to select local Windows debugger just for a quick execution of the code. Also, there's instructions here to, you can do run program by selecting the Control plus F5, or the debug start without debugging, etc. There's some instructions here you can go through to actually begin executing your code. And so at this point, this is a console app. I can move it around. It looks really good for a console app, and it did output hello world. So this text hello world in my code is in the output of the console app. So we have a compiler installed, we're ready to go, and we're ready to code.